intelligence officers, other government officials, or close associates of the Russian government?
That's one I can't answer sitting here.
I want to turn attention now to Mr. Flynn and the allegations of his underlying conduct. To be specific, his alleged interactions with the Russian ambassador on the telephone, and then what he said to senior Trump administration officials and Department of Justice officials. I understand there are other issues with Mr. Flynn related to his receipt of foreign monies or disclosure of potential advocacy activity on behalf of foreign governments. Those are serious and credible allegations I'm sure will be pursued, but I want to speak specifically about his interactions with the Russian ambassador. There was a story on January 23rd in the Washington Post that says, entitled, FBI reviewed Flynn's calls with Russian ambassador but found nothing illicit. Is this story accurate?
I don't want to comment on that, Senator, because I'm pretty sure the Bureau has not confirmed any interception of communications. And so I don't want to talk about that in an open setting.
Would it be improper for an incoming national security advisor to have a conversation with a foreign ambassador?
In my experience, no.
But you can't confirm or deny that the conversation happened, and we would need to know the contents of that conversation to know if it was in fact improper.
Yeah, I don't think I can talk about that in an open setting. And again, I've been out of government now a month, so I also don't want to talk about things when it's now somebody else's responsibility. But maybe in the classified setting, we can talk more about that.
You stated earlier that there was an open investigation of Mr. Flynn in the FBI. Did you or any FBI agent ever sense that Mr. Flynn attempted to deceive you or made false statements to an FBI agent?
I don't want to go too far. That was the subject of the criminal inquiry.
Did you ever come close to closing the investigation on Mr. Flynn?
I don't think I can talk about that in an open setting either.
We can discuss these more in closed
All right,
session.
that was part of the Senate congressional hearing. I wanted to say a few things about it. I'm not going to stay on this subject for very long. This whole Russian investigation thing has been one of those things I've not wanted to talk about because I haven't really wanted to give the mainstream media validity on this accusation. But that's just the problem, though. There is no accusation. The thing that really frustrates me about this situation is it's been one of those things that people have just kind of slowly bought into over time. The problem with the investigation is they're not going to find any evidence because there is no specific accusation for them to find evidence on. And this is a very important thing, and I'm really kind of glad that I just jumped to this live stream and just so happened to catch what they were talking about. What they're doing right now is they're shifting because they know there's no specific accusation. We don't know we know that the Russians may have tried to hack us, but that's kind of a given. Everybody's trying to hack us. And since we don't even have a specific accusation that could point us in the right direction on any of that, what they've done is they've went into a procedural kind of accusation setting. And what that means is basically they're trying to jump Trump on some sort of obstruction of justice or procedural charge. And so shifting the conversation to how they went about discussing matters concerning Michael Flynn and how they went about discussing matters with different people within the Trump administration, they're trying to build a case that Trump somehow impeded the investigation or stopped it so they could impeach him. It's just them. They know there's nothing going on with the Russians. They know there's nothing really happening. There's no specific accusation. The only thing that really could potentially be legal here is the leaking of information. That possibly is something that somebody could be breaking the law about. But beyond the leaks, there's nothing here. This is all smoke. There's no basis for any of this. They're just hoping to make Trump become impatient enough that he skips a step or screws up or makes a mistake somehow so they can charge him with something on the grounds of breaking procedure. It's sleazy. It's sleazy as all hell, and that's exactly what that congressional segment, that was why the dude was asking the questions that he was. I didn't see the name of the guy offhand. But that's why he's asking the questions the way he's asking them. He's trying to see if Trump impeded the investigation. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is just the Democrats being sore losers. They cannot stand the idea of Trump winning. I don't like Trump either, but he won, and it's time to get over it. And he's not getting impeached. There's nothing he's done that's illegal. But even if he'd went up to Comey and he had said, hey, stop this investigation, it's getting on my nerves. Provided he actually doesn't do anything to actively stop them, he hasn't broken the law. And as far as anybody knows, Trump hasn't done anything. There's been no pressure applied. So there's just nothing here. And so there's nothing to talk about. It's just amazing that these people are such sore losers and we're still on this after all this time. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. I'm just annoyed that everybody just seems to fall for it, and everybody has been giving this way more attention than it deserves. This is a pathetic attempt by the Democrats and the media to stop the inevitable. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's aggravating that I'm even having to do a video on this, because I really honestly have not wanted to. I haven't wanted to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about. So, anyway, but I wanted to keep you posted. We'll try to do an update on how the hearing goes. I mean, already the media is shifting things in as worse a ways possible, even though there's nothing really to be had. Trump doesn't like Comey, felt he was incompetent, and fired him. Well, he was incompetent. He screwed up the Hillary Clinton investigation royally, so even if Trump did get elected, he should have gotten fired for that. That was just... Anyway. And I wish I could say I felt bad for Comey, but I don't. I mean, I think where Comey screwed up is he wanted to play it neutral, and he wanted to prevent the FBI getting bloodied into the politics. He wanted to try to play middle of the road, and this is a good example of what happens when you play middle of the road sometimes. You get shot by both sides, and there was nothing he could really do, frankly. I mean, except do the right thing, which he didn't. And that's really what I mean. If he had just done the investigation, and he had just put that woman in jail because she broke the law like he was supposed to, and to hell with the consequences, at least he would have had the respect of everybody involved. I mean, at least he would have had a respect of half the country. Now, nobody respects him, nobody trusts him, nobody takes his word seriously, and it's because he played middle of the road. It's because he didn't do the right thing, he didn't follow the law, he didn't prosecute when he should have prosecuted, because he was trying to play middle of the road. And now he doesn't have a job, and he's sitting before the Senate, and they're just poking and prying and blah, blah, blah. And irony of ironies, he has become the centerpiece of a giant political fight, which is the very thing he was trying to avoid in the first place. And that's just very sad. But anyway, guys, that's all we have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll keep you posted if anything else happens. And of course, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And God willing, we'll see you next time.